Welcome to our Merit Roundtable. Today we're going to be talking about AI, specifically if you know nothing about AI. So why are we talking about AI?
I think AI is just kind of a popular buzzword today, and it's kind of the latest, greatest, coolest gadget, if you will. And there's a lot of people that know a lot about it, and there's a lot of people that know nothing about it. So I think that's what we're here today to discuss.
Yeah, I think as you said, if you're looking for just a starting point on, hey, what's AI? We're here to talk a little bit about it, and it's become very important in business today.
So what is AI specifically? Artificial intelligence, commonly referred to AI, is the simulation of human intelligence in machines that are designed to think, learn, and solve problems like humans. AI includes a range of technologies and applications from simple rule-based systems to advanced machine learning algorithms and autonomous systems. So how do we use AI at Merit?
So, a couple different ways. I think there's a lot of different tools and resources out there. The biggest thing that I've seen Merit use AI for as of recently is generating content and developing a template for whether it's a proposal or whether it's to look at some data, just really kind of analyzing certain tools and how they could increase our efficiency.
Yeah, certainly. And a lot of the buzz around AI has been its ability to code or its ability to replace programmers, and we don't quite see it at that point yet. It's more of kind of a supplemental tool. So in some of our test cases, we've used it to generate small pieces of code or software, but we still have to have manual touch points on it. We still have to verify that work. You still kind of have to have somebody that can implement and verify and test, possibly debug the work that AI did, so it's not a complete replacement for us at this point.
Sure. And how do you use AI or ChatGPT and Microsoft 365 Copilot in your daily life? Well, speaking from my perspective, one thing that I've noticed is with Microsoft 365 Copilot, I've been able to use that to actually funnel through information and find the most relevant source of information.
Yeah, no, I think that's great. There's definitely a lot of depth with Microsoft Copilot, and I would say if anyone were wanting to kind of just start getting familiar with using it along with the other Microsoft suite, it's a good starting point. ChatGPT is really helpful for things like generating content, even on a small scale, using tools like Grammarly for grammar checking and, hey, am I saying this sentence the best way and whatnot. So there's definitely, depending upon your role in business, there can be a lot of application there.
And in sales specifically, how do you use AI with HubSpot or in general?
Yeah, so HubSpot will, there's a function where you can generate email templates to basically say, hey, I want to talk to so-and-so in this industry with this title, write me an email for that, which I think is super cool because one, that gives you just a frame of reference to start with, and then what Jacob was saying, like the human element is not gone from that. You don't want a template that's just looks like it's written from a robot or AI, but it's a starting point for then you, who understands the business, who understands the goal, to really beef it up, so to speak, and make it even more personable.
And how do you use AI, Jacob, in data analysis, specifically for Power BI?
Yeah, so we recently had a project in Power BI. We built some reports for a customer. They're a gym organization, so they really wanted to start looking at and analyzing member check-in data, specifically times of day, times of the year, gender, ages. So we've kind of got that set up, and the next step for us would be to start looking at how we can use AI to expedite identifying patterns in the data, right? It's not going to make business decisions for you, but what it's going to do is greatly reduce the amount of time required to identify certain key potential patterns, whether that be, hey, we have a lot more women checking in the morning versus men. What does that mean? What do we need to do with that? So that's kind of another project that we're just now getting into, kind of after the phase 1 is complete.
Sure, that's awesome. How can someone use AI in their business?
So I think the first thing is really start with identifying the business needs. So depending upon your business and your industry and what certain tools and softwares you have in place, what are some gaps that might be, an opportunity to use AI?
Yeah, certainly. I'd add just educate yourself and your team and give it a try. There's a free version of almost every single one of these AI platforms. A lot of people don't know that.
Yeah.
So, all the information we have ever is available on the internet. Just do some research, find some articles, and then just try it out. Use some small test cases. Maybe you have a product for your company and you want to rewrite its description and presentation or rebuild its logo. Feed it some data, pick a small project, and kind of go from there.
I was also going to add to that, gathering and preparing the data that you want to use for the AI tool. So making sure that the content and the data that you collect is it's very relevant to the source, and it's relevant to what your organization needs, and making sure that it's clean and ready to use for the AI tool.
Speaking of, I kind of mentioned small projects, I think it's important to note that we don't see this as a replacement for a lot of the things we do. Mm-hmm. We view it as an additional tool that saves a lot of time.
Yeah.
And I think that's a very important distinction for a lot of businesses, especially if you've got people or staff that are afraid that this is going to replace their jobs. Mm-hmm. It's not. So again, a great way to get started with it. Small project. Pick a task that you want to accomplish, whether it's, rewriting some content, regenerating a logo, something of that nature, and just test it out. You're still going to have those manual human touch points, but just doing something on a small level like that's a great introductory kind of means to AI, if you will.
Yeah, I think that's great. That's a good point. And if there are outsourced, AI experts, so to speak, that can advise, can consult, depending upon your business size, your business needs. So, that could look like doing some more research to say, what do I need here? Who can help me kind of take it to the next level, so to speak, if necessary.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much. Great roundtable.